Hi everybody, it's Julie. I am here at the messy desk and I have just chosen my pages to use in my May Mystery Mayhem Junk Journal Challenge. This is the journal that I'm making to record and to keep memories of my mom and from my mom, because as I go through things, I am finding notes, recipes, and different things that I want to keep. And so I'm doing my pages next. I have chosen my book, but like I said, I am going to actually be putting things in here. So I wanted to make sure my book was going to be big enough, and it's not. I'm going to want a much bigger spine to be able to hold this. I have chosen to do 3 signatures at this time, and I do have a 4th cover, and I'm tempted to actually put it into 4. So you'll see some of here's the belly band that I made in one of the videos. So the May Mystery Mayhem Junk Journal Challenge is the challenge from the Dear Julie Julie channel for May, and so I have used a variety of papers here. I'm also using my vintage Mimi's So Darn Cute vintage kit from the Dear Julie Julie Etsy shop. So like this is from that kit, and I did add, my mom's favorite was Yellow Rose. And there's a lot of pages in here. Look at this. Each minute that passes brings fond thoughts. This was that daffodil card. That was the inside. And so I just was like, oh my gosh, that's like so true right now. And here's the little card that was in the vintage kit. And so I did add book pages this time because I know that I'm going to want to put pictures and cards, and it's okay to have these in here. I have these amazing vintage looking bags. These were from Amore Fabrics, and those also are in the kit. Let's see. So there we go. That's the first signature, and I did use 12 by 12 paper and folded it in half, and so my pages are 9 by 6. So I'm using these and the I don't know if you remember, but I cut up a composition book and I was able to use that. I cut it down to 9 by 6 side by side pages, and I'm using that also to get the full length of my journal. The other thing is when you put the 8.5 by 11 closer to the center, they are very, very close to that size. So I am going to have to go back and do some cutting, and that's fine. So this is the second one. Also has a pocket. This is double-sided. This one was from a Martha Stewart paper pad that I had, and my mom actually did. She had a couple chairs with the stuff in it. If she was done with it in the kitchen, it went out, or the house, it went out into the garden and it got planted. And so that's going to be so that I can tell stories of that and maybe put some pictures. This was the the stencil packaging that didn't have the stencil in it, and I added this here, and there's a pocket here that I can talk about Narcissus being her favorite flower, and then we have the guest check. That was one of the mini challenge in the challenge. I have this. It just, when I first got those, they reminded me of my mom. And then I have this, and it's a folded card, and I'm actually going to close it off and make it into an envelope. And I think I'm going to write a thank you letter to my mom and stick it in there. So, I mean, that might be what I do. Love it because it also had this here. It is vintage also. This was from that Jane Austen book, address book that I got from Amore Fabrics in the Junk in the Trunk kit that I got from her. Then I have throughout this journal pages that are dyed with Easter egg dye. And we did that last year with my family. After we dyed the Easter eggs, we dyed paper. And it turned out amazing. So I have my top tuck page here on the cactus page. And the cactus here. And her children arise and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. Proverbs. And so I put that there. And this is a little perpetual little notebook about moms that I have. And there's a little card that will go in here. It says rest easy. And so this is going to be the center of this signature. Okay, so then we have all those same things. We have the back of this card. And again, I'll probably turn that into an envelope or a pocket. We have the back of this page. And there's the back of the packaging. And right now I have this paper clipped because I don't want it to get stuck when I sew it. I did some fancy folding here with some paper. This was a guest list or outside order form list that my mom had in her Mary Kay stuff. And so some more papers and a dresser with what is it? Impatience and ivy in it. And then another pocket here on the back. And our third signature does not have a pocket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Edith Holden page and I'm going to turn it into a pocket. And then we have, this was a bullet journal calendar thing, and I took it apart and I've been able to add it in side-by-side pages. This was when I was making the program for my mom's funeral. And so I had this one that printed out when I was checking to see how things would look. And this is part of her obituary. And I'm actually going to put it in here, and that way I'll have it. And then this is from my collection. And I am going to add this page to my scrap all about it with Dear Julie Julie. They'll be getting that for free. And then this, my mom's favorite flower was daffodils. And this was really something. Fair daffodils, we weep to see you haste away so soon. As yet the early rising sun has not attained his noon. Stay, stay until the hastening day has run. But to the even song, and having prayed together, we will go with you along. And I really like that. And so there's sayings here. These are all out of a vintage book. And I thought that would be fun to also journal on. So I made sure I had a page here, and then I have another one of these with the pocket, and I can journal and put in there. So a lot of this is going to be writing and stories and things like that I want to remember and I want to be able to pass down. So, and here's the bright yellow paper from the Easter egg die. And here is, it's a tulip, but I put it in here upside down so that I could enjoy the calendar page and this right side up. So, and then we have all the same pages again. So, so those are the pages I've chosen. And like I said, I'm going to cut them down so that it's even. I will be using lace in this journal. And so I just wanted to share with you that I have picked out my pages and that we are going to be destructing and reconstructing this cover as soon as I draw cover. Okay, so we'll be taking this out, but it was really important before I could move on to being able to make my cover that I had my pages chosen so that I knew whether or not this spine was going to be big enough. And I'm figuring I'm going to need like a 2.5 to 3 inch spine. And because I want to continue to add to that. Now, so you know, my fancy closure was planned to be this necklace that was in my stash. And so I might have to add to it, but I haven't drawn fancy closure yet. I have to make my cover. I have to draw cover first. So yeah. So we'll have to see. I might have to add some chain or something onto that. And so there you go. So it's a choker that is going to become my fancy closure. Okay, so there we go. I have my pages chosen, and I will get to make the cover as soon as, and sew it in as soon as I get that. I did also save one of these pages from the Martha Stewart, and I am going to use this inside the journal as well, and it will have an inside pocket. I just haven't decided if I want to go up this way on the inside or this way on the inside. I am going to use the fabric that came with the vintage kit. It's from a vintage sheet. So I'll be using this on the outside, and I will be using this shirt that I've already been taking apart on the, I will cover it with this first and then cover it with this. And the cool thing is this is going to give it a little bit of fluff because it's not just flat. It has some texture to it, which I think is kind of cool. So that is what's going to be coming up. I'm going to put the link to a couple of videos of me choosing pages and how I choose my pages and put them in the order I put them in, and also about using clothing in or sheets and things like that in junk journaling. And all those videos will be from last year. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you check those out. Find something to celebrate every day. Don't forget to subscribe. Happy May. Have a great day. Bye-bye.